Hello dear students of class 9th, welcome to geography class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I shall be explaining you the exercises of chapter 5th from your geography book, that is Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. Students, I have already explained you the chapter, the explanation part is done, and I hope that all the topics, all the points are clear to everybody. Students, in this video I shall be dealing with the exercises, that means the question answer part. So, as you can see on the screen, the first question is mentioned. So, the first question is, choose the right answer from the 4 alternatives given below. So, basically you have MCQs given. So, there are 4 options provided and you need to select the correct option from the given alternatives. So, the first question, as you can see on the screen, is, to which one of the following types of vegetation does rubber belong to? So, the options provided are, the first one tundra vegetation, the second one Himalayas, the third one tidal, and the fourth one is tropical evergreen forest. So, let me tell you students that rubber needs heavy rainfall, it needs high rainfall as well as high temperature. Now, let us see the options. First one is tundra vegetation. Tundra vegetation means the vegetation that is there in the polar areas, near the polar areas. So, definitely this option will be eliminated. The second one, Himalayas. It is not possible because heavy rainfall is not there. So, this option will be eliminated. Then comes tidal. See, tidal means near the water bodies, but this forest needs heavy temperature also, high temperature also. So, the appropriate option will be option number D, that is tropical evergreen forest. So, such type of vegetation is suitable for the growth of rubber. Okay. Now, let us move to the second question, second MCQ, that is, cinchona trees are found in the areas of rainfall more than, the options are option A 100 centimeter, option B 70 centimeter, option C 50 centimeter, and option D less than 50 centimeter. Let me tell you students that cinchona trees, they basically grow in tropical areas. They need a tropical type of climate. That means they need more rainfall. So, what will be the option? Option number A is correct. That means 100 centimeter. They need rainfall more than 100 centimeter. They require heavy rainfall. Alright. Okay. Let us move to the next question, that is question number 3rd. So, question number 3rd is, in which of the following state is Simlipal Bioreserve located? The options are option A Punjab, option B Delhi, option C Odisha, and option D West Bengal. So, let me tell you that Simlipal Bioreserve is located in Odisha. I told you that 18 bioreserves have been recognized, they have been set up in our country, and out of them 10 have been recognized by the World Bioreserve. So, Simlipal is also one of them. So, this is located in Odisha. Now, let us see the next question, question number 4th. Which one of the following biosphere of India is not included in the world? The first one is option A Manas, second Gulf of Mannar, third Nilgiri, and fourth Panna. So, let me tell you that the first 3, they are included in the World Bioreserve, but Panna is not included in that list. Definitely it is also there, but in that list it is not included. So, I hope question number 1 is clear to everybody. Now, let us move to the second question. So, the second question is, answer the following questions briefly. That means in short you have to answer them. So, the first question is, what factors are responsible for the distribution of plants and animals in India? So, I already told you students that there are 2 important factors that are responsible or that influence the plants and animals or the vegetation and wildlife of our country or of any country. And the 2 factors are, first one is relief in which land and soil type is included, and the second one is climate, in which temperature, photoperiod and precipitation is included. And if I talk about temperature, in temperature also we have several points. That means we have latitude, we have altitude, then we have duration of day, we have seasons. So these factors are responsible, they are combinedly responsible for the distribution of plants and animals in our country or in any country. Alright. Let's proceed with the next question. Next question is, what is a bioreserve? Give two examples. See, I already explained you about bioreserve in the previous video, in the last video. See, bioreserves are sites that are established by countries and are recognized under UNESCO's Man and the Biosphere Program, that is MAB. They are basically they are sites that are established by the country and are recognized under UNESCO. You know students, these are established to promote sustainable development based on local community efforts and sound scientific principles. Basically, a biosphere reserve is a large area that is provided for the protection of wildlife. No interruption is done so that the animals, the wild animals or any wildlife, any species of wildlife can peacefully, naturally live in that environment. So a large area is reserved for them, that is set free, and no interruption of human beings are there in that reserves. And if I talk about the examples, then we have Nilgiri, we have Nanda Devi, we have Sundarbans. There are several examples. Alright. So I hope this question is clear to everybody. Now the third part of question number 2, that is, name two animals having habitat in tropical and montane type of vegetation. See, I have already explained you about several animals that are there in different parts of the country. So first is in the tropical region. So in the tropical region you will find elephants, you will find monkeys, you will find rats. Means basically the animals, the big animals that eat the plants. Elephants you will widely find in the country, and it is basically present in the tropical areas. Now coming to the montane type. Montane means related to mountains. Then in mountains you will basically find spotted deer, you will find Kashmir stag, you will find antelopes. That means the animals that can adapt themselves in that cold climate. So basically the furry animals, they are found in the montane type of vegetation. Okay. Now proceeding with the next question, that is question number 3. So question number 3 is distinguish between. Now students, whenever such type of questions are asked, I would advise you to make columns and then answer. It will be really scoring, and you will be able to distinguish properly, and the examiner, it will actually be easy for the examiner to check. So I would suggest you to make columns while you are writing such type of answers. So the first one is the distinction between flora and fauna. So in the first column we have written flora and second fauna. Now what is flora? See, flora is used to denote species of plants of a particular region. Flora means plants, and when it comes to fauna, then fauna is used to denote the species of animals of a particular region. This is the first point. Now the second point, flora remains at one place. Can flora move? No, flora cannot move. The plants cannot move by their own. But when it comes to fauna, then fauna moves from one place to another. They can easily move, they can easily travel from one place to another. Now coming to flora, there are about 47,000 plant species in the world there are about 47,000 plant species of flora in our country, and which makes us stand 10th position in the world. And we also have about 15,000 flowering plants in our country, which constitutes about 6% of the total flowering plants. And when it comes to fauna, then there are about 90,000 animal species in the country. The next point is making food. See, when it comes to flora, then they make their own food by the help of photosynthesis. But when it comes to fauna, then they cannot make their own food. They depend on other animals, or they depend on the vegetation. I hope you have studied about photosynthesis, how they make food with the help of sunlight, with the help of chlorophyll that is present there. Alright. So, these are the points of differentiation. So, I hope this answer is clear to everybody. Now, students, let us move to the next question. The next part of this question, that is B. So, here also we have one more differentiation, that is differentiation between tropical evergreen forest and tropical deciduous forest. See, I have already explained you about both, so you can easily write. When it comes to tropical evergreen forest, then first you have to start with rainfall. See, tropical rainforest grows in the areas of heavy rainfall. That means 200 centimeters and above. It requires 200 above centimeters of rainfall. When it comes to deciduous forest, then they grow in areas receiving rainfall between 200 to 70 centimeter. That means they receive comparatively, they need comparatively less amount of rainfall when it is compared with, or when it is compared to tropical evergreen forests. Okay. Second point about shedding the leaves. When it comes to tropical evergreen forest, then there is no definite time to shed their leaves, and the shedding of leaves depends from tree to tree. There is no fixed season. But when it comes to deciduous forest, then they shed their leaves for about 6 to 8 weeks. But when it comes to deciduous forest, then they shed their leaves for about 6 to 8 weeks in the dry summer. That means basically they shed their leaf in the summer season. Okay. Now, let us come to the plants, the vegetation that is found here. So, basically you will find ebony, mahogany, rosewood. So, these are the examples, these are the types of trees that are found here. And when it comes to tropical deciduous forest, then trees like teak, sal, bamboo, shisham, sandalwood. So, these types of trees are found here. Now, the next point, that is animals. When it comes to animals, then elephants, deer, one-horned rhinoceros, these animals are found in tropical evergreen forest. But when it comes to tropical deciduous forest, then animals like lion, deer, elephant, these are found in tropical deciduous forests. Students, let me tell you one thing, that when it comes to animals, then same type of animal may be found in different regions. Okay, so do not get confused. Now, students, let us move to the next question, that is question number 4th. So, the 4th question is, name different types of vegetation found in India and describe the vegetation at high altitude. So, I have explained you basically 5 types of vegetation that are found in the country. So, the 5 types of vegetation that are found in the country are tropical evergreen forests, tropical deciduous forests, tropical thorn forests and scrubs, montane forest and mangroves forest. So, this is the first part of the question. Now, moving to the second part, that is describe the vegetation of high altitude. Now, students, when it comes to high altitude, then you need to remember the montane forest. That means the vegetation that is there in the mountains, in the mountain region, that type of vegetation is called as montane forest. That means vegetation of high altitude. And students, let me tell you that montane forest has been classified into 3 types. First is the wet temperate forest, second is the temperate forest, and the third one is alpine vegetation. When it comes to wet temperate forest, then it means between 1000 to 2000 meters above the sea level. When it comes to temperate forest, it means between 1500 to 3000 meters above the sea level, and when it comes to alpine vegetation, that means 3600 meters above the sea level. So as the question is regarding the vegetation of high altitude, so the highest altitude is of alpine vegetation, so we will be basically dealing with alpine vegetation. Now students, now students, when we talk about the alpine vegetation, as I told you that alpine vegetation means the altitude above 3600 meters, that means above the sea level. Now, you know, the temperate vegetation as well as grasslands, they make up the alpine vegetation. Alpine vegetation means you will basically find the grasslands, and the common trees are silver fir, pines, birches. These are the common trees that are found. And let me tell you that they get progressively stunt near the snow line. That means trees become less, they tend to become smaller, and grasslands are there. As you can see in the picture also, that basically grassland you will find in the alpine vegetation or in the alpine region. And you know, the shrubs and the scrubs, they merge into the alpine grassland, means basically you will find greenery, the land is completely green, and this greenery, this grassland is used for cattle grazing, basically by the Gujars and the Bakarwals. So I hope the alpine vegetation is clear to everybody. Now students, let us move to the next question, that is question number 5th. So the 5th question is, quite a few species of plants and animals are endangered in India. Why? You will find that there are several plants, several animals, several species of plants and animals that are endangered. See, endangered means the endangered species are those that face danger of getting extinct. So those plants, those animals are called as endangered species. You know, about 1300 species of plants and several species of animals have been found to be endangered. Now what is the reason why they are found to be endangered? Because of the threats that are there. There are several threats that are caused to the flora and fauna by the human beings, by the human deeds, by the human acts. Now several threats are, for example, the first one, hunting by, for example, the first one, illegal hunting by the hunters or poachers. See, for cultivate, So several threats caused to the flora and fauna by the human beings are, the first one, hunting by the hunters, the illegal hunting by the hunters for commercial purpose. Everybody wants more and more. The greediness of human beings is increasing. They want more for commercial purpose. For example, I already explained you about the one-horned rhinoceros. That horn of rhinoceros is used for making several medicines. Then I explained you about elephant's tusk. Then that, because of that tusk, that is very expensive, the animals, the elephants, the rhinoceros and several other animals, they are killed by the poachers. Then second point is pollution due to Then the next point is pollution due to the chemicals and industrial waste that is dumped on land as well as in the water. See, industrialization is growing. More and more industries are being set up. So the industrial waste that is discharged into the water bodies, that is dumped onto the land, and the smoke that is emitted from those industries are causing harm to the birds. When the waste from the industries are dumped on the land, it causes land pollution, it degrades the quality of land, and those wastes are sometimes eaten by the animals, that is causing a great threat. and the industrial waste that is discharged into the river bodies, that is causing a lot of harm to the river bodies, to the aquatic life. The animals that are living in that water, the animals that are drinking that water is also used for agriculture purpose. So in every way, that industrial waste is ruining the natural vegetation and wildlife. Then the third point is acid deposits. See, there are several acids that are used by industries, harmful acids that are used by industries, and that are causing huge threat to the vegetation and wildlife. Because of those acids, harmful acids, strong acids, the animals, the vegetation of the area is getting affected. Then the next point is introduction of alien species. Now, the alien species are also threat to the existing vegetation. When a species come from different ecosystem, that species is causing harm to the existing vegetation, existing wildlife of any place. Then next point we have reckless cutting of trees for industrial purpose, for modernization, for urbanization, for habitat purpose. For our habitat, we are snatching away the habitat of animals. If forests will not be there, where will the animals live? Because forest is the home, this is the habitat for animals. So since we want more and more, since we want to grow more crops, we want more food because of increase in population, we are clearing the forest, and that land is used either for making buildings, for making factories, for agriculture purpose, and for several other purposes. So these are the threats that are caused to the flora and fauna, and this is leading to the and because of this reason the plants and animals are getting endangered.